Nothing says the end of summer and the start of fall quite like high school football. Tonight, week 1 around Section 5, and we begin with our Friday night rival. Three-time defending Class AA champs McQuaid on the road taking on Aquinas. Packed house. Little Irish got off to a great start, though. Big hole for C.J. Robinson. 15-yard score. AQ led 21-6 in the second quarter. In the third quarter, Will DeMarco throws it to John Harding, and, well, John does the rest. 65-yard score, tied the game up at 27 apiece. Fourth quarter, AQ driving, but Gavin Brownlie, right guy, right spot, picks off the pass and starts running the other way like people are chasing him. Taken down at the 10, that set up the go-ahead touchdown. McQuaid shows off their championship pedigree, comes back to beat their rivals tonight, 34-27, the final. In downtown Rochester, Victor was taking on UPrep. Griff's trailing in the third quarter when Noah Hill, airing it out to Darius Poles. Long pitch and catch for the score, pulled UPrep within 1. Later in the second half, Victor now down 12-7. Brady Robinson to Braden McConville. Nice ball over the middle. Blue Devils were back in front, but the very next possession for UPrep, check this out. Hill airing it out again. Jules Russell, he's got it. The juggling catch, that put UPrep up 24-13 as the Griffs get a big Week 1 win.
13 WHAM Sports, sponsored by Matthews Kia of Greece.
All right, Week 2 of the Section 5 football season kicked off last night. It was like an appetizer, but tonight, it was the main course. Friday night rivals took us to Penfield. The Patriots hosting Pittsford on a BEA beautiful night for football. The Panthers can put up points. Caleb Lewis to Jackson Green, doing their best Allen to Diggs impression. Back shoulder touchdown. Pitt was in front. Penfield led 14-7 later in the first quarter, and then Pittsford scored the next 38 points. Lewis to Green again. This kid's good at everything. 61-yard pitch and catch. Panthers are worth the price of admission. They get the win tonight, 45-14. Staying in Class AA, McQuaid with their home opener against UPrep. Opening drive for the Knights. John Harding caps it off with a touchdown run, 7-0 MCQ. But the next three scores would be by UPrep's Christopher Jean. This one from 30 yards out gave them the lead. Fourth quarter, Griffs on top. Noah Hill, how about this? Airing it out to Jules Russell. A 61-yard pitch and catch. UPrep knocks off the three-time defending Class AA champs, 36-30.
There is nothing quite like Friday Night Lights. It's week 3 of the Section 5 season. We'll start in Class AA as UPrep doing battle with Aquinas at the stadium downtown. And a close game this one was. It felt like fall out there. A beautiful night for some football. Hey, UPrep making a name for themselves now in Class AA. They beat Victor. They beat McQuaid tonight against Aquinas in the third quarter. UPrep trying to break this one open. Noah Hill steps up, ropes one to Dakari Carter. Nice catch from him, then Carter finding all that open space. UPrep calm, confident, and in control. But AQ responds. Michael White launches it to Terrell Richards. This game was fun, but UPrep remains unbeaten. They're now 3-0 on the season after they win this one 30-21. All right, more in AA. Pittsford hosting Victor at the half. The Blue Devils up 14-7 in the third. Here comes Victor. Brady Robinson with the dime right over the defense to Nicholas Leonard, the 6'4" junior. Whoa, touchdown Victor. Blue Devils trying to run it up, but Pittsford not going down without a fight. The Panthers looking, but Adam Ruffalo there, the Victor safety all over it. The pick for the Blue Devils. Ruffalo on the move too. What a play, and you got to see this. The Pittsford, again, they weren't backing down. Caleb Lewis airing it out, and Luke Fliss, the ridiculous catch. My goodness, what a play. The touchdown for the Panthers, but Victor too much tonight. The Blue Devils win 27-14. All right, then in Class A2 over at Eastridge hosting Irondequoit. First quarter, Irondequoit Eagles getting out to it. Lemire Smith, the senior, bobbing and weaving. Smith slips his way out into the open. He keeps his feet moving all the way into the end zone. Lemire Smith with the tutty, and it's the senior again. Now, this isn't the same highlight, but once again, Irondequoit's Lemire Smith gets into the pay dirt. Irondequoit was rolling, and a bit later, Smith sharing the love. Watch for number 2 right here. Xavier Ross with the steak and the sizzle coming right at you. Irondequoit wins big, 42-12. And this is pretty cool as well. Tonight, the first football game ever hosted at Gananda as the newly combined Gananda ER Bombers team hosted Geneseo. It's 20-something years in the making, a special night for Gananda. All right, let's go to the Section 5 football. It was a beautiful afternoon in this one. Rush-Henrietta hosting St. Francis out of Buffalo. How about this for a start? Opening kickoff, Nasir Patton takes it, and he's got reservations for 6 in the end zone. That right there is how you start a game. Now, later in the first quarter, we were tied at 7 apiece, and it would be Tyler Bernaducci throws a 2-yard pass to Patton, and he does the rest in this one. Oh, that's a little more than 2 yards, it looks like. Number 4 is worth the price of admission, folks. RH falling today, 47-28. Other Section 5 scores, McQuaid bouncing back today as they beat Edison.
13 Wham Sports, sponsored by Matthews Kia of Greece.
All right, fall is here, and so is football weather. A perfect night with temps in the 40s for week 4 of the Section 5 season. We begin with our Friday night rivals over on CW out west. Hi, how are you? Cal Mum hosting Avon. Red Raiders, first snap on offense. Malachi Smith takes the handoff, and see ya. 80 yards for the score, boys in maroon with an early lead. But in the second quarter, Braves battle back. Richard Bryce swings it over to Mike Rowland. Mr. Rowland does the rest. Starts on one side of the field, ends up on another, gives Avon the lead. Fourth quarter, Braves put it away. Bryce, a BEA beautiful ball to Chris Thompson. 32-yard pitch and catch. Bryce threw for over 300 yards as Avon picks up their second win of the season, 25-12. To Class AA, McQuaid hosting Pittsford in the first half, all nights. Here, Will DeMarco finds Brenton Palladino. MCQ was up 21-0, but as the Great League Corso would say, not so fast. Panthers rally, fourth quarter, Nathan Roddy Piper in for the score. We're all tied up at 29. But just 3 plays later, DeMarco to Gabe Zawallo. Down the sideline, stays on his feet and inbounds. That's the difference. Knights win a wild one, 36-29.
What a sunset in this one. It was a battle of the defense. McQuaid and Fairport facing off in this one. And early on, McQuaid's Johnny Harden from 6 yards out goes in for 6 as the Knights make it 7-0 early on. And a bit later in this game, picking it up in the third quarter, second half, Fairport punts it away. Gabe Zawallo about to go down in this one. Check it out. Laterals it to his McQuaid teammate. It's Johnny Harden again. Harden takes it down now inside the 5. And then 2 plays after that, Harden sets up for his second touchdown of the night. McQuaid's as well. McQuaid now moves to 3-1 on the season. They win tonight. Final score, 14-0. All right, a little more in Class AA. Pittsford at home hosting Aquinas in this one. The first quarter, Aquinas jumps out. C.J. Robinson for the Little Irish coming right at you. I mean, what a night for football. And then the cotton candy skies adding on a beauty of a touchdown for AQ. So the Panthers trailing in this one, but Pittsford counters. Caleb Lewis zipping it here to Jackson Green. AQ keeps his feet in bounds, scores first, but Pittsford puts their foot on the gas. Panthers take it tonight, 26-17. Now in Class A1, a battle for Webster. Schroeder at Thomas tonight. The first quarter of this one, the Warriors marching down the field. Then Drew Pagano, the senior QB, finds Torrance Washington. Washington slipping around the defense. Schroeder getting on the board first in this one, and they were really just getting started tonight, still in the first half. Pagano, again, you see it for Schroeder, airs it out to Torrance Washington. Once again, the duo. What a throw, what a catch, what a combo. Schroeder wins big tonight. The Warriors with a shutout, 38-0. All right, to Brighton we go as they host Churchville-Chili. Brighton was up 14-0 at the half. In the third, Churchville trying to get something going, but some big-time defense from Alex Miller, the Brighton linebacker. The QB hit, forces the fumble. Brighton able to recover. Some great defense and then offense to complement it. Later, Brighton, the handoff to Alex Miller. He does it all, folks. Brighton with the touchdown. Churchville-Chili turns it on late, but Brighton holds on 21-14.
All right, to high school football, a pair of undefeated teams in action tonight looking to stay perfect. We will start at East High. The Eagles hosting Arcadia. Second quarter, Amari Young takes the handoff, makes one cut, runs right into your living room, and down the sideline and in. That put East up 21-0. Same score just before the half. These numbers aren't on the roster on the website, but number 5 throws it deep to number 7. I wish I knew your names. It was still a pretty play nonetheless. East remains perfect with a 35-7 win. Over in Webster, they were going bananas at Schroeder. They were hosting Odyssey Olympia. Second quarter, Drew Pagano throws it to Gavin Horton, who throws it to Jason Leonardo. 2 passes equals 6 points. Ensuing kickoff, though, Amari Colin Brown, he's got reservations for 6 in the end zone, and he doesn't want to be late. We had to speed it up. He's fast, not that fast. Puts the Spartans on the board. But the Warriors' offense is a wagon. Pagano throws it up and tells Torrance Washington to go get it. Gets a block downfield from his friend, and in. Boys in blue tonight roll 58-6. Baseball playoffs beginning tonight. The Mets down 7-1 in the 7th. As a Braves fan,
it doesn't bother you?
Not at all.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Thank you, Dan. We'll be right back.
We are closing in on the playoffs in high school football, but until then, another week of Section 5. Here we go. This one, we're starting off at Monroe hosting unbeaten HFL. This game was a wild one. Monroe with quite a showing in this one. Nazir Wilson from 25 yards out. Monroe out in front in this game. Now, HFL tried to rally back, but Monroe hanging on. What a finish today. As time expires, Monroe beats previously undefeated HFL 26-7. All right, and McQuaid also hosting RH today. The Knights 4-1 on the season. First quarter, McQuaid's Johnny Harding punching it in from 2 yards out. The Knights would be up, but then RH counters. Evan Brock with the answer as he runs it in from close range. Then third quarter, Knights defense came up with a big play, and then that would lead to this. Jack Polito, McQuaid winning today. Your final score, 28-7.
All right, last night kicked off week 7 of the Section 5 football season. I consider Thursday the appetizer. Tonight, it's the entree. On a perfect fall night, we begin with our Friday night rival. Top 2 teams in Class B. HFL hosting Batavia. First half, all Blue Devils. Ian Anderson rumbles in from 2 yards out. Batavia led 21-0 at the half. Third quarter, Cougs claw back. Matt Meacham threads the needle over the middle to Andrew Wanzenreed. 75 yards to the house, made it a 21-12 game. 10 seconds left in the game. 4th and long. Blue Devils just looking to kill time when Javen McFallins throws it up, and Cole Grazioplein comes down with it. Batavia moves to 7-0 on the season, the 35-20 win tonight. 2 of the best in Class C, Penn at East Rochester. That is the best entrance in Section 5. Third quarter, Bombers were down 14 with Manny Sepulveda. The interception here, right there, he's heading the other way. Yeah, all the way for a pick 6. Later in the third quarter, Bombers drive 96 yards, capped off by this Caterella Sneed Jr. touchdown run. It was a long one. ER stormed back to take a 24-20 lead, but ensuing drive in the fourth quarter, Cartel Earl to Caden Dixon, juggling catch and scores, puts the Mustangs back in front. But in the back and forth seesaw contest, East Rochester scored 3 times after the camera left. They had Penn their first loss of the season, 42-34. To finally to Class AA, McQuaid at Penfield. Points were at a premium in this one. Second quarter, Knights up 7-0. Jack Polito, pretty ball to Gavin Brownlie, sets him up deep in Patriots territory, but the drive would stall and come up empty. Still 7-0. McQuaid's defense came to play tonight. Third down, Brownlie gets the catch. Here, he breaks up the catch. All the points were scored after or not in front of our camera. It happens. Knights win their 5th straight, 23-8.
13 Wham Sports, sponsored by BobJohnsonUsed.com.
This is the last week of the regular season in Section 5 football. Next week, the playoffs begin. And hey, the weather cooperating this weekend, so let's turn on the lights and get to some highlights tonight. We'll pick it up tonight with undefeated UPrep taking on Rush-Henrietta in this one. This UPrep team is good. They're well coached. And as we said, they haven't lost all year. Noah Hill at quarterback to Tyrell Simmons here. He's going to drag the defender for the first down. Then later, it's the same combination again. This time to the end zone for the touchdown right there, going up and grabbing it. That makes it a 6-0 game. And then later, it is Hill again. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion, and he's going to look for Darius Poles. Poles takes it in, gets the 2-pointer, and it's UPrep finishing the regular season undefeated. They beat RH tonight 30-6. We've got highlights of this one for you. Victor and McQuaid, first quarter. Brady Robinson here to Nicholas Leonard, and Victor has a 7-0 lead, and Leonard's pretty pumped up about that one. 21-0 in the second. McQuaid's Jack Polito here to John Harding. He's going to spin and get to the end zone. It's a 21-7 game. McQuaid trying to get back in it, but they would get no closer. Blue Devils defense doesn't allow any more. Cameron Ryan with the pick, and he takes it back. Victor beats McQuaid tonight, the final 21-7. We've got Irondequoit taking on Brighton in this one. Brighton cheerleaders ready as the Bruins. Tyler Martinovich here. Keeper would get it to the end zone for the touchdown. Brighton had the lead. And then later, Irondequoit, yeah, they like to flash the lights for celebrating there. And then Irondequoit tries to get back for the touchdown right there to cut it to a 14-point game. But Martinovich here coming right at you, heading to the end zone for the score. And it's Brighton winning it big tonight, the final 42-26. Our Friday night rivals game tonight, Rich Lapani and the Hilton team at Canandaigua. The Braves at Canandaigua never lost at their new stadium. It was built 6 years ago. Already up 6-0. Colton Thorpe goes in the air. Nicholas Castellana here comes down with it for the touchdown. 14-0 Hilton. Next time with the ball, Thorpe's going to keep it, and he's going to go 45 yards for the score. First time for Hilton to beat Canandaigua, their first loss at home. The final, 34-20.
13 Wham Sports, sponsored by BobJohnsonUsed.com.
All right, the road to the brick began tonight. Sectional playoffs in football kicking off with quarterfinal action. Tons of games across the area, so let's just get right to it. We will begin with Class AA. Victor hosting a dangerous 7-seed in Aquinas. Fourth quarter will pick it up. Blue Devils up 14-6. Brady Robinson rolling out finds Adam Ruffalo. He caught 2 of Robinson's 3 touchdowns on the day. But the Little Irish would answer right back. The Robinsons dominated this game. Here's C.J. Robinson breaking tackles and scores. His second of the contest, AQ cut it to a 1-score game. But with under 2 minutes to go, Victor puts this one away. Chris Palmieri, the dagger. Victor snaps a 6-game sectional losing streak to Aquinas. Blue Devils moving on 28-13. Staying in AA, McQuaid trailed Rush-Henrietta 14-0 midway through the second quarter. Knights needed a spark, and here it is. Gabe Zawallo is the spark. Takes the kickoff 85 yards to the house, hits him with the Jordan shrug. A few minutes later, we're now tied at 14. Royal comments on offense, but ball's out. And it's Zawallo with the scoop and the score. The Knights scored 21 points in 2 minutes to take the lead and never looked back. McQuaid survives and advances 49-21. To Class A1, Brighton hosting Thomas. Second quarter, Barron's on top and looking to add to it. Tyler Martinovich to Thomas Welker, the catch. And how about this effort? He's not down. He's still not down. Refusing to be tackled, gets down inside the 5. A few plays later, Martinovich back to his buddy Welker. This time it's good for 6, and Brighton led 21-0. Hi, Mom. After a Titan punt, Martinovich spun it well tonight. This time hooking up with John Aarons. Brighton rolls on to the semis with an impressive 27-7 win. Finally, in Class C, the 4-5 game, East Rochester hosting Lions, second quarter, no score. Darius Wood-Asbury hits a wide-open Joel Sermons, but the ball pops out and the Bombers would recover. That fumble led to this. Braden Dosey, the reverse to Miles Cavaness, sneaks down the sidelines into your living room. Bombers led 8-0. Then right before the half, Dosey to Manny Sepulveda, his 117th catch of his career, setting a Section 5 receptions record. Does it in style with the touchdowns. Congrats to Manny and the Bombers on the 38-0 win tonight.
Teen Wham Sports, sponsored by BobJohnsonUsed.com.
It's Friday Night Lights, and it's playoff edition, as this week we move one step closer to the sectional championships, as tonight the semifinals all across Section 5 will start tonight in Class AA, and it was a BEA beautiful night for some playoff football. Top-seeded UPrep taking on Pittsford in this one. Panthers led 3-0 at the half. Third quarter, Christopher Jean looking to get something going, but Brad Pollard punches the ball out. Nick Wilson recovers, but it would not lead to points for the Panthers. So fourth quarter, still 3-0 for Pittsford. They were driving. Caleb Lewis rolling out, swallowed by a trio of Griffins, and that set up the offensive star in this one. Philip Noyes, a pair of field goals were the only points in this game. Pittsford pulls off the upset thanks to Phil's foot. 6-0 the final as Pittsford advances on. All right, a little bit more football going on in this one. McQuaid at Victor tonight. Knights were up 3-0, and they started rolling as McQuaid's John Harding finding the open space, the touchdown for McQuaid. Knights ahead in this one, 9-0. Love the celebration there. More from McQuaid in the third quarter as John Harding again stays on his feet. Somehow Harding, the junior, some serious vision and speed. He takes it in for another score. McQuaid wins and advances to the finals, 27. Then in A1, undefeated Schroeder taking on Churchville-Chili. Opening drive of this one, Warriors had a 10-play drive capped off by an Anthony DeRosa. You see it there, 1-yard touchdown. So 7-0, second quarter. Schroeder looking to add on, but look out. Cameron Taylor flying in for the sack. Saints force the punt, but on the ensuing Warriors possession, Drew Pagano, a beautiful ball here to Justin Meyer. That sets up another Schroeder touchdown. Warriors on to the A1 finals, 35-14. In Class A2, we were using emojis at East. The Eagles hosting Brockport. Third quarter, East up 7-3. Eagles go into their Halloween basket, pull out this treat. Anthony Diaz to Kelvin Shepard for the score. East up 14-3. Fourth quarter, same score. Zymir Jackson rolls out, dropped the dime to Diaz here. Threw one early. There he was catching one. Fly, Eagles fly. East wins 27-3. And the other A2 semi down at Canandaigua, the cheerleaders getting it started in this one. Eastridge in town. Lancers were up, and after a fumble recovery, they use it. Eastridge, Amir Rogers takes it in for the touchdown. Eastridge up 13-0. But Canandaigua responds, and then some. Drew Willamie hands it off to Tremel Coleman. Canandaigua scores, and then some. The rally tonight from Canandaigua as they roll to the finals, 33-19.
To high school football, or to high school sports, only one sectional football game going on this afternoon. Class B semi, HFL at Monroe. We'll pick it up in the fourth quarter. Red Jackets up 6-0. Kaya Moses, the dime to Landon McKnight in the back of the end zone. How about that pitch and catch? Cougs would threaten late, but Monroe advances to the Class B championship, where they will face top-seeded Batavia.
13 Wham Sports, sponsored by BobJohnsonUsed.com.
All right, we have waited the entire season for tonight. The sectional finals in football and the best of the best battling to take home that coveted brick. We'll start tonight in a rematch. It was McQuaid against Pittsford. In this one, the Knights in search of their fourth straight Class AA championship. Let's get to it. You know it, I know it. It was a monsoon this evening. These two teams met earlier on in the season. McQuaid won that matchup tonight. Pittsford was up early in this one. The Knights punching back, though, as John Harding takes it in for the touchdown. McQuaid able to tie it at 7. But then check this out. The Pittsford touchdown here showing some spark. Jackson Green airing it out in this one. Luke Fliss, the great catch, 61-yard touchdown pass. Pittsford takes back the lead. But McQuaid showing that experience. All poised from the Knights tonight. Add in another touchdown from John Harding. Just call him Johnny Football. McQuaid wins their 4th consecutive brick. They win tonight 37-14. All right, in A1, fans going to extreme lengths to fight off the elements in this one. I love that. All right, opening drive, Schroeder marching down the field. This drive capped off by the Caleb Giuliano touchdown. Warriors with a 7-0 lead. Second quarter, though, Cadets answered back. Robert Lowry from a yard out gave Hilton a 10-7 lead at halftime, and then second half was all Cadets. Fourth quarter, Jeff Broadnax with the exclamation points. Hilton scored 40 unanswered in this one as they win their first sectional title in 28 years. Your final score, 40-7 tonight. And in A2, Canandaigua against East. These two teams seemingly always meeting in the finals. And the Braves start out hot in this one. Ty Sheed Crockton breaking free. The 72-yard touchdown run. There he goes off to the races. Canandaigua up 7. And second quarter, East, their turn coming up big on defense. The Eagles, Amari Young here with the sack of Canandaigua. This game was close early on. Remember, Canandaigua is only up by a touchdown, but that was until this. The Braves, Ty Sheed Crockton, again, another long-range score. This time, 92 yards. He took it back to the house. He had 4 touchdowns tonight. Unbelievable. Braves.
Well, last weekend, wooden bricks with little golden football people were handed out. This weekend began the state tournament. The Far West Regionals between Section 5 and 6 are postponed until Monday. But tonight, a pair of local teams played in Albany with a ticket to the Final Four on the line. Class AA, Pittsford got an at-large bid taking on CBA tonight. First quarter, Nathan Roddy making fullbacks great again. The big man wins the race to the pylon. Panthers led 6-0 after the first, but the rest of the game belonged to Jameer Pitcher. It was his party tonight. We were all just invited. Not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns for Pitcher. CBA ends Pittsford's season 27-6, the final. In Class A, Canandaigua taking on Niskayuna. First quarter early, Niskayuna on 3rd and 5. Ethan Gilson finds Cam Grosso. He's got 5 yards. He's got 60 more for the touchdown. Braves were down 7-0, but the Academy defense stepped up after that. Jude York, the strip sack, balls out. Canandaigua recovers inside Niskayuna's red zone. But the story tonight was the Braves struggled on offense, had 3 drives in the first half that ended inside the 20. Canandaigua's season ends in states 14-7, the final.
13 WAM Sports, sponsored by BobJohnsonUsed.com.
All right, the 7 feet of snow that kicked the Bills out of Buffalo this past weekend also postponed the Far West Regionals until tonight, where 4 Section 5 teams were looking to upgrade their sectional bricks into state titles. We begin in Class A. Hilton, fresh off their first championship in 29 years. The Cadets were hosting Jamestown second quarter. Hilton already up 14-0. And we're scoring on defense. Robert Flash Lowry with the interception, and then he's got reservations for 6 in the end zone. It was 21-0 Cadets. Later in the quarter, the offense scored plenty tonight, too. Jeff Big Bad Broadnax, one of his 3 touchdowns on the day. The Cadets nearly put up a 50-burger. For the first time in program history, Hilton is your Far West Regional champs, 49-34. In Class AA, a rematch from last year. It was McQuaid and Bennett late in the first half. Will DeMarco stepping up, and how about this? Threads the needle to Gavin Brownlee. Knights were up 14-0 at the half, but in the fourth quarter, we're all tied when Jaden Lewis, 35-yard touchdown. This was the game winner. Knight season comes to an end, 20-14. Finally, in Class B, Batavia looking to plant their flag into the state semis against Iroquois. Late second quarter, Blue Devils down 8-6. Javen McFallens, number 1 in your programs and in your heart, gave Batavia the lead. 2 minutes to go in the game. It was still 14-8 Batavia. McFallens finds Carter McFallens Kramer, and he's running like people are chasing him. How about an 83-yard touchdown to seal it and then go play in the snow, everybody? Batavia moves on 20-8, the final. Well, 2 weeks ago, Hilton football won their first sectional title in 29 years, but the Cadets weren't done there. On Monday, they became Far West Regional champs for the first time since, well, forever. To the Class A state semis we go tonight in Binghamton. Hilton taking on Union Endicott out of Section 4. Late first quarter, Jeff Big Bad Broadnecks carrying orange helmets into the end zone for the score that tied the game up at 7. Late second quarter on a 4th down try, Colton Thorpe finds Robert Flash Lowry. Pretty pitch and catch. We were once again tied at 14. But on the first play of the 4th quarter, Anthony Lang gave Union Endicott the lead and never looked back. The best season in Hilton program history ends in the state semis, 28-14, the final.